Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out LevoView. Today I'm going to talk about microphones. I've done some reviews in the past on microphones and levels and what it sounds like, but in this case I want to talk about a situation that might require a specific type of a microphone. In the past, on some of my reviews, I've talked about digital voice recorders, specifically the Zoom H1. Now I have a couple of these, and what I do with these is use them whenever I have another person that's in my videos. I want both of their inputs to be equal while I'm speaking, and that's all done in post-production. In a nutshell, one person, like myself, would be wearing this with a microphone put directly into it, and then the other person that's going to be in the shot is going to have their own one of these with a microphone attached to it. Or you could have one of these with a splitter, and you can have two microphones going into it, and then again in post-production, after you've done all your recording, you can sync the audio. Then at that point you can get rid of the camera audio and just use the audio that this captures. What I find is whenever I'm out and I'm shooting, that I might have a problem with carrying around two digital voice recorders and two microphones and dealing with all that. Turning them on, turning them off, syncing everything, knowing which clip goes with what sound bite, and it gets to be a little bit of a hassle. So I needed to pick up an onboard microphone, something that I could put to a rig that's connected to the camera, or connect it directly to the camera off of the shoe mount up on top. So I started looking at the Rode series mics. Very top of the Rode mic family is the VideoMicroã. That one runs about $200, and it's a larger mic, and it has some settings on it. It's battery powered, and it does a really good job. It has a nice mount, and overall it's a great microphone. I just didn't think that I needed to spend $200 for the situations that I was running into. I might change in the future on that, but right now that's not in the cards for me. So the next one down is the VideoMic, and it's basically the same thing. It's a really good microphone. It runs about $131, and it's missing some of the features that the VideoMicroã has, but still a very good microphone on its own merit. The next one under that, which wasn't released that long ago, is called a VideoMic Go. Now the VideoMic Go, what they did there was take and get rid of the battery and some of the settings, and they made it to where it would directly plug into the camera like the other ones did, but there was no problem with forgetting to leave it on or turn it off, because it only took audio in and only was powered whenever the camera came on. It didn't require a separate battery, which a lot of people had problems with. Sometimes they left them on, sometimes they forgot to turn them on. One way or the other, they either have run their battery so far down they can't capture audio, or they never turned it on and didn't capture anything in the first place. I believe that Rode at that point saw that there was a large marketplace for people that didn't want battery powered mics for the DSLR and the action cam moving around type crowd. So what they did was they came out with the latest microphone that they just got in stock in the US. It's been on back order for about a month, and that is the VideoMicroã. There you go. And like I said, VideoMicroã. Now I know that that gets really confusing because you have the VideoMic Pro, the VideoMic, the VideoMic Go, and then you have the VideoMicroã. This is the smallest and newest, and this will allow you to capture audio directly into your camera utilizing a microphone that's not very big at all. Plus it comes with a windsock or a dead cat. What it does is will cut down on the wind noise, which I also have a problem with whenever I use my onboard camera's mic. So what I wanted to do is try to find something that focused more than what my camera could, that it wasn't so focused that it wouldn't pick up what was directly in front of the camera when it wasn't pointed on a person, specifically myself. So that's why I got this. So here it is. Here's the box that you get it in. Not a very big box. You can see the information on there. I'm not much for unboxing, so we won't go into a lot of detail here. But let's go ahead and open it up and show you what it looks like inside. Comes in some sort of a clamshell setup here. Here's the mount. It does have a spiral in here for some sort of direct mounting, and then of course this is a suspension mount to help with the vibration. This is a really soft rubber that the microphone sits in, and of course this is a shoe mount, so you can mount it on top of your camera. Here's the dead cat, the fuzzy cat, the wind sock, whatever you want to call it, and then here's the microphone. I have larger hands, but wow, this thing isn't big at all. Of course, on the back you have a male 3.5, and they give you the same male to male in, so you can plug it in and put it into your camera. And you can register it online for a 2-year warranty, which I'll go ahead and do that. It's not very heavy. It feels about the weight of a couple of AA batteries. So there it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to let you listen to the audio that is coming from this microphone now, which that's what we've been recording so far, and that's directly into the camera. Then at that point, we're going to disconnect the microphone into the camcorder so you can hear what the camcorder sounds like standalone with the onboard mic that it has. And then we're going to plug in the VideoMicro on top of the camera and see how much better the audio is than the camera's onboard audio, and how it lacks or gains based on what this audio does, so we can see a comparison. Basically, I want to see how much noise we might pick up from around us, and I might set some ambient noise up so there's always a little bit of an influx of noise trying to protrude into the sound of the shot, and we'll see if it picks it up and how much it picks up. I'm going to do this with the camera on its manual setting for audio, so it's going to be right in the middle. It's not going to be low, it's not going to be high, it's going to be dead in the middle. So there's no automatic adjustment that changes anything. So let's go ahead and set up some ambient noise and take a sample with this microphone first. Okay, so the first test that I'm doing here is with the lavalier mic plugged directly into my Handycam. Again, the setting's right at neutral. Off to my left, which is the camera's right, I have my phone playing a few of my videos. So we'll see how much this microphone picks up the ambient noise, which in this case is being represented by the phone, which this could be nature, this could be traffic, which I have a lot of traffic that passes by the house. It could be a river, it could be something like that if you're outdoors. But basically this is just listening to audio on the phone to hear how much it intrudes on this microphone and how much this keeps us focused here. So let's listen. Okay, so there's the microphone plugged directly into the Handycam. Let's go ahead and unplug the Handycam without this mic and listen to what the onboard camera picks up. All right, so now you're listening to the 5.1 surround sound that this camera has. Now, I'm not going to upload this to YouTube using 5.1 stereo surround, so it's just going to come across in 2-channel stereo. But you can hear how much more fuller that the camera picks up. However, it does cut out some of the bass in my voice, some of the tone in my voice, and it does give you some echo from the size of the room, and you're probably picking up that audio over there. So let's listen.
And all these supports all the way down through here. A couple of them I did sandwich because they were pretty bad and they were short. You can see here.
All right, so there's the ambient noise coming into the camera. Okay, now let's listen to the audio from this microphone. All right, so now I'm using the micro directly, and it looks pretty good on top of the camera there. I'll have to take a couple of shots and post them in here, what it looks like. But I'm not using the windsock. I'm just using the microphone mounted directly to the hot shoe of the camera. Now, this camera, because it has a specific hot shoe, that's a proprietary thing with Sony, I had to get an adapter, so the adapter makes it stand up a little bit taller. So you guys that have the Sony multi-interface shoe, it looks like that this shoe that's on the micro mount, you might be able to take and notch it out to allow it to fit directly on the camera. Of course, that's going to require a little bit of finesse with a maybe a razor knife or a Dremel or something like that just to open it up, and I think I might try to do that myself. That'll allow it to mount directly on the camera. Since it's not a hot shoe accessory, it's not getting power from the camera, it's going to allow it to set on there without an accessory and put it even more compact onto the camera, which will be great. So this is the audio. I'm going to let you listen to the ambient noise of that video going on, so let me be quiet now.
So be prepared to cut it all off. Every one of those 4 buttons.
The first thing I noticed with this microphone is that my Handycam on the screen has audio level indicators, and I'm maxing it out. So even though I have the camera only set in medium, I'm sure I'm going to pick up that ambient noise because the camera is so much more sensitive. I think the audio is much louder. Wow, this is incredible. I'm really excited about how well this thing's picking up. The amplifier that's in this camera is pretty decent, and with this microphone, it's really awesome. So I think what's going to happen in the future here is I'm going to get away from a lot of my lavalier mic shooting whenever I'm outdoors and moving around, especially with my action cams. Because my action cams, I have a rig for it, and I'm going to show you what that looks like now, all hooked up so you can get an idea of what I'm shooting. So you can see the rig that I have set up here and the audio set up to where it's going directly into the camera, which is a lot better. And I've got my phone set up as the viewer for the camera. I mean, the Action Cam has really a wide view, but there might be something that's going on that I need to make sure I've got in the shot. Now, I've discussed on a previous video, which I'll put a card up above for, you can go check out that link, how I utilize Sony's LCD pack with the Action Cams and go into a digital voice recorder in certain situations, so I don't have to use my phone. But the nice thing about it is you can also use this microphone in a vlogging rig like this. If you have a phone, they make a cable, Rode does, that will allow you to go directly into your phone, which that would be really awesome. That way you could use it for vlogging. But honestly, I like the Action Cams. And of course I can put my camcorder on here too. Or I could just do handheld on the camcorder with the microphone up above, which I'll most likely do. But this is just to give you an idea of what you can set up with it. All these parts will be listed in the link below in the video. Most importantly, the Rode mic. If you're looking for really good audio, it's a good brand to go with. Even if you don't pick this one here, just click the link, go in, look at all the choices. It'll show you all your choices and the different dollars amounts. Just whatever fits your budget, whatever you think you're going to use. But I'm happy. This is going to allow me to get a little bit more flexible and a little better as far as whenever I'm shooting in wind, which again, being outside on a couple of my other channels, I got a lot of wind that's happening. It just doesn't sound good on audio. You guys know what that sounds like. So I appreciate you guys watching my video. Again, all the links are down below. Thanks a lot. Bye.